I found out my stepdad was cheating on my mom with a coworker. She was pregnant with his baby. But that's not even the worst part. A year earlier, the FBI had arrested him at a courthouse for gang activity, drug trafficking, federal crimes. My mom had been living with a criminal, and she had no idea. I watched my mother cry herself to sleep every single night after my dad left. I watched her try to rebuild her life. I watched her find happiness again with this man. And then I watched him destroy her. This is the story of how we found out who he really was and how we made sure he lost everything. Because nobody hurts my mom and gets away with it. My parents' marriage ended after 25 years. My father was controlling, cold, the kind of man who made my mom feel small every single day. When she finally left him, she was broken. She'd spent half her life trying to make him happy, and it was never enough. I remember the day she moved into her own place. She sat on the floor of the empty living room and cried. Not because she missed him, but because she'd wasted so many years. "I don't know who I am anymore," she told me. "I don't know how to be alone." I held her hand. "You're going to be okay, Mom, I promise." And for a while, she was. She worked as a correctional officer at the county jail. She was good at her job, strong, respected. She started to smile again. Then she met Chris. She came home one day with this look on her face, a look I hadn't seen in years. Hope. "I met someone," she said. "His name is Chris. He's really nice." I wanted to be happy for her. I wanted her to find love again. She deserved it. But then she told me how they met. "He was an inmate," she said quietly, "at the jail. He was in for a DUI. But he's out now. He's changed." My stomach dropped. "Mom," I said carefully, "are you sure about this?" She knew what I was thinking. "I know what you're thinking," she said, "but he's not like that anymore. He made a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes." I wanted to argue. I wanted to tell her that dating an ex-convict was a terrible idea, that she was vulnerable and he was taking advantage of that. But she looked so happy, and I didn't want to take that away from her. So I stayed quiet. I should have said something. Chris moved in with us. Me, my older sister, my younger brother, and my mom. All of us under one roof. At first, he seemed okay. He was polite, he had a job at Dairy Queen as a store manager, he played video games with my brother, he made my mom laugh. She'd light up when he walked into the room. She'd make his favorite meals. She'd talk about their future together. I wanted to believe he was good for her. I wanted to believe he'd changed. But there were small things, things that made me uneasy. He drank every night. Just a few beers, he'd say, but it was every single night. He had a temper. When he drank, he'd get irritable. He'd snap at my mom over little things. She'd apologize even when it wasn't her fault. I'd hear them arguing late at night. I'd hear her crying, and in the morning, he'd act like nothing happened. My sister would text me from her room. "He's drunk again." I'd text back, "I know." We started walking on eggshells, trying not to upset him, trying to keep the peace. My mom made excuses for him. "He's under a lot of stress," she'd say. "He has to check in with his probation officer because of the DUI. It's hard for him." I didn't say anything, but I was watching him, and I didn't trust him. Chris had to go to the courthouse every few months for probation check-ins. It was routine. He'd done it a dozen times before. One morning, he left for his appointment like always. My mom kissed him goodbye. She said, "See you in a few hours." But hours passed. He didn't come home. My mom started calling his phone. No answer. She called again and again. Finally, her phone rang. She answered it immediately. "Chris, where are you?" I watched her face change. She went pale. Her hand started shaking. "What do you mean you're in Texas?" she whispered. I came downstairs. My sister and brother appeared in the doorway. We all stood there watching our mom fall apart. She put the phone on speaker. Chris's voice was shaky. When I got to the courthouse, the FBI was waiting for me. They arrested me. They took me to a holding cell. They're sending me to Texas. "Why?" my mom asked. Her voice was breaking. "What did you do?" "It's not what I did," he said. It's my family, my brothers, my cousins. They're in a gang, drug trafficking. The FBI has been investigating them for years, and they think I was involved." My mom sat down. She looked like she was going to be sick. "Were you?" she asked. "I was in a car once. I didn't know what was happening, I swear, but I was there, so they're saying I'm part of it." "So what happens now?" she whispered. "They want me to testify," he said, "against my own family. If I do, they'll let me out until the trial. If I don't, I'm going to prison for a long time." My mom started crying. "Why didn't you tell me about this? Why didn't you tell me you were involved with dangerous people?" "I thought it was over," he said. "I thought they'd forgotten about me." She hung up. She sat there in silence for a long time. Then she looked at me. "He didn't tell me," she said. "All this time, he didn't tell me." I didn't know what to say, so I just hugged her while she cried. After Chris came back, everything got worse. He started drinking more, not just a few beers, half a case of beer every single night. He'd come home from Dairy Queen, open the fridge, grab a beer, and drink until he passed out. My mom would try to talk to him. "You're drinking too much," she'd say gently. He'd explode. "You don't understand what I'm going through. I have to testify against my own family. Do you know what that means? They could kill me." She'd back down, apologize, try to comfort him. But he didn't want comfort. He wanted control. The fights got worse. He'd yell at her, call her ungrateful, tell her she didn't appreciate anything he did. I started staying up late listening, just in case he ever put his hands on her. He never did, but his words were cruel enough. My mom started losing weight. She stopped smiling. She'd come home from work exhausted and spend the evening trying to keep him calm. I wanted to shake her. I wanted to scream, "Leave him, you deserve better than this." But I knew she wouldn't listen. She loved him, or maybe she just didn't want to be alone again. So I waited, and I watched. One night, Chris came home so drunk he could barely walk. My mom was waiting for him at the door. I heard her voice from my room, calm but firm. "Have you been drinking?" "Yeah," he slurred. "So what?" "I can't do this anymore," she said. "I can't live like this." "Then don't," he snapped. "I don't need you." "Get out," she said. There was silence. Then I heard him laugh. "You're not serious." "Get out of my house," she said again. Her voice didn't waver. He left. He went to stay with a friend. The next morning, my mom asked us to help pack up his things. "Just his essentials," she said. "I don't want him coming back here until he's ready to apologize and get help." My sister, my brother, and I moved through the house, gathering his clothes, his toiletries, his belongings. And then someone knocked on the door. I opened the door and saw Betty standing there. She worked with Chris at Dairy Queen. I recognized her from high school. She looked nervous. "Is your mom home?" she asked. I called for my mom. Betty came inside and sat her down at the kitchen table. "I need to tell you something," she said. "And I need you to promise you won't tell Chris I told you. He'll fire me if he finds out." My mom nodded. "I promise." Betty took a deep breath. "Chris is cheating on you." The air left the room. My mom just stared at her. "What?" "There's a woman. Her name's Darla. She works with us. They've been together for months. In his office, in his car. I caught them multiple times." My mom's hands were shaking. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" "He threatened to fire me," Betty said quietly. "I'm a single mom. I need this job, but I can't keep quiet anymore because there's something else." She paused. "She's pregnant." My mom made a sound I'd never heard before, a broken, guttural sob. "He told her he's leaving you," Betty continued. "He told her he's excited about the baby because it means he'll finally have a child of his own." My mom had 3 kids, 3 pregnancies that nearly killed her. The doctors told her another pregnancy would be fatal. And this man she'd given everything to, had thrown that in her face. She stood up. Her face was unreadable, cold. "Get everything," she said to us. "Every single thing he owns. I want it out of this house. Now." We didn't ask questions. We grabbed garbage bags and boxes. We took everything. His video games, his clothes, his shoes, his toothbrush, everything. And we threw it all in the alley behind our house. If you're still watching, hit that subscribe button, because what happened next, we made sure he never recovered. My mom called him. I stood next to her while she did it. "I know about Darla," she said. Her voice was steady, strong. "He didn't even try to lie. Good, I'm glad you know. I'm tired of hiding it. She's pregnant. I'm going to be a father." "You already have 3 kids," my mom said quietly. "They're not mine," he said. "I want a child of my own." My mom's jaw tightened. "Your things are in the alley. Come get them. There will be a police officer here to make sure you don't come inside." She hung up. She didn't cry, she didn't scream, she just sat down and stared at the wall. I sat next to her. "Mom, we're going to make him pay for this." She looked at me. "I just want him gone." "He will be," I said, "but not before we make sure he loses everything." My mom was done. She wanted to move on and forget Chris ever existed. But my sister, my brother, and I weren't done. This man had destroyed our mother. He'd humiliated her, used her, betrayed her in the worst way possible. So we made a plan. First, we called the owner of the Dairy Queen franchise. He owned multiple locations in the area. He was a family man, a good man. We told him everything about the affair, about the sexual acts Chris and Darla had been doing at work, in his restaurant, on his property. "Are you serious?" he asked. "We can have Betty confirm it," I said. "She's seen it multiple times." He was furious. "I'll handle this." Within 2 days, Chris was fired, banned from working at any of the franchise locations. Betty, the woman who told my mom the truth, got promoted to store manager. Chris had no job, no place to live. He moved in with Darla about an hour away. And then we found out he'd gotten another job at a different Dairy Queen in her town. So we called that owner too. The second owner was harder to convince. Chris hadn't done anything wrong at that location. Yet. But we explained the situation. We explained what kind of person he was, that he was unstable, that he was a liability. It took a few weeks, but eventually that owner let him go too. Chris was unemployed again, desperate, angry. And that's when he started showing up in our neighborhood. We'd see Darla's car driving slowly past our house, again and again. My mom was terrified. She thought he was going to hurt us. "He's watching us," she said one night. "What if he tries to come inside?" "He won't," I said, but I wasn't sure. I was scared too. So we called the police. We told them that Chris had been driving past our house, that we believed he was driving without a license. He'd never gotten it back after his DUI. We gave them the license plate number of Darla's car. We told them to pull it over next time they saw it in our neighborhood. A few weeks later, we got a call. They'd pulled him over. He was driving, he was drunk, he didn't have a license. He was arrested, sent back to jail. But it didn't stop there. When the police arrested Chris, they searched the house where he was staying with Darla. They found guns, multiple firearms. Chris was a felon. He wasn't allowed to own or possess guns. More charges, more jail time. By the time he finished his sentence, it was time for the trial in Texas. He was transferred there, he testified against his family, he was sentenced to several more years in federal prison. While he was locked up, his son was born. Darla had the baby alone. And while Chris sat in a cell, she finally realized what we'd known all along. He was dangerous. He was a liar. She filed for child support. She cut all contact with him. Chris sent letters for my mom from prison, dozens of them, some apologizing, some blaming everyone else, some begging her to take him back. My mom burned every single one without reading them. Chris got out of prison a few years ago. He's living in Kansas, struggling, fighting child support, working minimum wage jobs, alone. My mom has a new partner now, someone who treats her with kindness and respect, someone who would never hurt her. My sister moved out, my brother moved out. I still live with my mom, helping her with the house we just bought together. We don't talk about Chris anymore. He's a ghost, a nightmare we survived. But I don't regret what we did, not for a second. He hurt my mom, and we made sure he paid for it. He's alone, broken, exactly what he deserves. And we're finally safe. If you made it this far, drop a lock in the comments if you've ever had to protect someone you love from a dangerous person. Subscribe for more real stories of betrayal, revenge, and survival. You're not alone, and you're stronger than you think.